Hey everybody, fifth time's the charm. I tried to do this yesterday 4 times, and every time the video kept coming out skipping, very choppy, sound very distorted. But we're gonna try it again, and hope it works. What we're gonna be doing today is making a steal skill so we can get an item from enemies. And at the end of the video, we're going to expand on that and make it the mug skill, so we can take an item and inflict damage. Original concept for this I got from Driftwood Gaming. I found a video they did about 5 years ago for the PC version. Link to that will be in the description. Definitely want to make sure they get the credit for it. However, in their video, they didn't make a mug ability. So I kind of expanded on that a little. Anyways, let's go ahead and get going. Now it's gonna sound complicated, but it really isn't all that hard to do. So to do this, we're going to be utilizing one variable, 2 switches, a common event, a battle event, and a normal map event. Sounds like a lot, sounds like it might be complicated, but it really isn't. If I go quiet or end up not doing anything for a while, please keep in mind, I'm also a dad, and I'm trying to help my son with his online schoolwork. But, hey, let's do this. So let's jump into the database. And essentially what we're going to be making is right there. Steel mug. That I've already created for another class. And it's very simple. Oh, that's bleak. So, well, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with steel. We're going to create a common event that looks just like this. So let's go ahead and do that from scratch. I'll put it as number 25. I'm just going to call it take. And then we're going to create a control variable. A new one. We'll name this one take as well. Okay. And we're going to keep it simple, random between 1 and 4. You can expand on this more, but in the previous video I saw, he said that it ends up being a mess when you get into higher numbers. On my own, I'm going to be practicing a little more, getting, working with this higher, probably taking it up to no higher than 9. But that's all we do, right there. And then we turn on our first switch. Remember, stealing requires 2 switches. So, switch take on. And you can name these variables or switches to whatever you want, as long as you remember what references play. And that's it. That's our common event. Done. So let's go ahead and make our skill real quick. Number 75. I'm going to call it take again. I'm going to make it a sword skill ability. Let's go all enemies in battle. That's it there. And then we're going to call up the common event we just made. One thing though, the way this method works, this is about the only downside to it. You can only see a one item per battle. But despite that limitation, I think you'll like this. So that's the skill. Skill and common event, done. Alright, now this is the nitty-gritty of it. This is where a lot of it's going to be, as you can see. It's all going to be right here under the troops section. So, let's go ahead to our single bat here. And we're going to make it look like this. We're going to go ahead, create it from scratch. So, a new event page. These conditions are very important. So, we are going to activate it when take is turned on. Span for the moment. And there's that. Now, we're going to create a conditional branch. And this is going to be based on our second switch. So, here's our second switch. I'm going to go ahead and name it Taken. Alright, so Taken is on. Create an else branch for this. This is about the only part of the conditional branching which requires an else branch. So, if we've already stolen this battle, let's let our player know you stole already. Okay? And we are going to turn off our first switch. So take off. And that's that. So if they've already stolen this battle, they now get the message, hey, you already stole. Now here comes the nitty-gritty. We're going to create a conditional branch based on the variable take. Excuse me. So, we're going to make it half the time. If the take variable is greater than or equal to 3, so you saw earlier in the common event, take was going to generate a random number between 1 and 4. So if it generates a 3 or a 4, we are going to display a message. You got potion. That'll work. You got potion. Change item. Potion right there. Increase it by 1. And then we are going to turn on our second switch. Alright, so we just turned on our second switch. So once you steal something, second switch is turned on. Go to steal again. You've already stolen. Alright, so there's that. Now, what if we get a 1 or a 2? Well, we gotta set something up for that. You could have created another condition if-else branch here. I find it a little easier to just do normal if parts. And I'll show you why here in a bit. So if our take variable is less than or equal to 2, we'll display a message. Let's have a little fun with this one. You failed to steal. Ha 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 ha. Bunch of exclamation points because who doesn't love exclamation points? And now to add a little insult to injury. I'm laughing at you, comma, space, not with you. Alright? And that's that. And then we are going to turn off our first switch. No, I don't want to rename it. I'll make sure that's selected. Now this part is very important, because if at the end you turn the first switch on, you just created a never-ending loop. You're just gonna say if it randomly generates 2, and this is on, you're gonna constantly get this message. Every time you close the window, you get this message. So make sure that is off. This is perhaps going to be the most time-consuming part of the entire game, because you've got to copy this to every single troop formation. But, you know, the benefits of doing that is you'll actually be able to control what items you'll get. Let me see. Let's go ahead and apply to save that. Quick double check on take. Yep, common event is set. Let my warrior learn it. So let's make sure he gets it, and we'll set it to level 1. Alright, so our warrior should now learn take at level 1, and we're done in here. We're done with the database. Let's go to the world map. And here, we're going to create an event that looks just like this. So whenever it's going to run parallel with everything. So at the end of each battle, it's going to turn off our second switch, so that way we can continue stealing each battle afterwards. It's a very simple event to create, and name it whatever you want. Make sure it's parallel, and the only contents second switch off. If it's on, we'll never be able to steal again. Click OK. And there we go. It's all set up now. Let's go into here real quick. So I've already got that encounter, the single bat, that we got take all set up for. All set on this map. We're good to go. We'll test play it. Save and test play. And Jats is our warrior, so we'll grab him. And I went ahead, changed my opening a little bit to basically say what it is we're doing. simple. Alright, so Jats is our warrior. There's Take. Alright, so I've only got encounters set up on this island for all the other ones you saw. So we're going to cross the bridge, get out of there. That way we'll definitely run into our lone bat that we can take from. And there we go, I just solo potion. Finish the fight, escape, whatever. There's that potion I stole. Let's get into another battle. And there we go, I did not steal, and the game is laughing at me. So let's try again. And there we go, I got a potion again. And that's basically the steal skill. You can set it up for any encounter that you want to be able to steal items from. Like I said, the whole nitty-gritty of it is going to take place in the battle events portion of the troops menu. Alright, so that's basically where Driftwood Gaming ended with it. It took me a while, but I finally got a mug situation set up with it. So let's go ahead and create that real quick. Let's call it Violently Take. Sword skill. Let's make a random enemy just for the heck of it. Alright, now, at first it seems like, oh, all we have to do is and then create damage. Boom, it looks like we made a mug skill now. Unfortunately, it's not that simple. But all we have to do to get it done is utilize a third switch and create another battle event page. Let's get another common event made real quick. And it's basically going to be this, copied again, but changed slightly. Let's go ahead and name it Grab. And now we've got to create a third switch. Alright. So there's that. Let's go back to our skill. Violently Take. And Grab. And there's our skill. Let's go ahead and make sure our warrior can learn it real quick. Violently Take. Okay. Now once more, here comes the nitty-gritty of it. Back to the troops. I'll keep working with the bat here. And it's actually fairly simple. the page we just made, we're not going to change anything. You know, we want the same parameters set. Half the time we want to steal this potion, so all we really need to do is just copy, paste. And that's all set up. Condition, we have to change, because we are utilizing a different ability. So our condition is now grab. We can go ahead, keep utilizing the second switch to finish it. Definitely. Alright, so now what we're going to do is something fairly simple. Rather than assigning damage like I initially showed you, because if you go that route, what happens is you will attack and then you will steal. Problem with that, if you finish off the last monster before you steal, well, you just finish the monster. It doesn't go through the steal sequence. Next battle starts up, you suddenly stole right at the start of it. You know, kind of annoying. You could do that, but all we're simply going to do, Jats is the one doing it. He's going to attack the last one he targeted. Boom. And don't leave it there. We are going to put it here, right before that switch. Put it there, because even if he fails to steal, we still want him to attack. And then this switch, we have to change to the third one. Turn it off. And that should do it. Cancel out. Okay. And this event here, we do not have to change whatsoever, because the second switch essentially turns off the first and the third switches. So we got that tied all together very nicely. Still up against that one single bat. Now, if everything goes the way it did for me previously, we should attempt to steal first and then attack, which is what we're wanting to do. Because, like I said, if we attacked first and killed the last enemy, we don't steal. Yeah, let's give it a try. Alright, so we're going to violently take. And we just mug. Let's go ahead and do it again. Oh, sorry, dude. I've actually got a naturally soft voice. But that's something I'll keep in mind for future ones. And we just mugged again. Anyway, So DDC Net says it's hard to hear me. I do have a naturally soft voice, but you know, I'll keep that in mind for future broadcasts when I do my tutorials and whatnot. Basically, it's what I just showed you. So I'll show you one more time the common events we use. And just okay. Alright, here's the second one for mugging. The actual skills. And that's all it is. Just the common event for both of them. Now, likewise, deal damage. Stealing. That restriction is still in place. And then it's all in the troops section. This is for regular stealing. And this page is for mugging. And lastly, is this event. Let me open that menu. But that's it. That is steal and mug. So I hope you find it useful. I'm pretty sure there's other ways you could go about doing it, but I find this one to be the simplest. Now, should you want to have multiple items be stolen, I'll show you that real quick. I'll go ahead and get back into this page. Let's see, let's edit this to say, yeah, we'll keep it at, we'll keep that in. Let's go a new conditional branch. Equals 2. You got ether. And then change this. Oh, I can't believe I just hit cancel. And there. So this is now set up. On a 3 or 4, we steal a potion. On a 2, we steal an ether. On a 1, we get nothing. So we can literally set it up by this method to assign something to each and every number that our variable will randomly generate. And that's all there is to it. Well, I hope you find this useful, and happy gaming!